Good afternoon, grade 7s. Today I want to discuss the visual text. Now, a text, as you know, is anything that we usually read. It could be a magazine, it could be a novel, whatever you read is called a text. But we also get something called a visual text, and that is where you have pictures along with text. In other words, pictures and words. I want you to go to your textbook, your language book. Go to page 92, please. Open your books and find the place so that we can continue. Do that before we continue, please. Right, here we go. Now, on page 92, on top of the page, you'll see a comic strip. Now, you see them everywhere, especially in magazines and newspapers. And a comic strip is one of those strange texts where it seems like they're making fun of something, but in reality they're really commenting on something in society, and it could be something rather serious. So although we might laugh at the comic strip, what we learn is more important and could be quite serious. Now, the one on top of page 92, there are two children speaking to one another, and the one says, please follow in your books as I read. The little boy says, Susie, you want to hear a secret? And Susie says, sure. He says to her, I think the principal is a space alien spy. He continues by saying to her in the next frame there, he's trying to corrupt our young innocent minds so that we'd be unable to resist when his people invade Earth. In the last frame there, you can see her walking away, and while he's saying, promise not to tell anyone, she says, don't worry. Okay, now at first when you look at this, it's very funny because obviously what this little boy is saying to this little girl is a whole lot of nonsense. The principal couldn't possibly be a space alien, and the last thing on his mind is the invasion of planet Earth. She knows it, that's why she walks away. But there's a hidden meaning here, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Firstly, we need to tell each other that a visual text is there for a reason, and that is to try and give us a certain message. The message in this specific instance is, you can't believe everything you hear. Now, you have to be careful about choosing what you want to believe and what you will not believe. When you look at a cartoon, there are a few things you need to look at. Firstly, the pictures themselves. The pictures are there to be funny in the first place, in other words, to get your attention. And the other thing the pictures in a cartoon like this need to do is to convey meaning. What we are saying here is that if you think that only words have meaning, you are wrong. Pictures have meaning as well. That's why we call it a visual text. It's something visual, it's something you see, it's something you look at. In this case, a cartoon strip, a lot of pictures that someone had been drawing with his pencil or pen. But it is still something that conveys a message to us. It's equally important to anything you might read in a book. There are a couple of things we need to know. On top of page 92, they say what you need to know, and this is concerning the visual text. They say, you need to ask yourself, what is really happening here? Who are these people in the cartoon? What are they doing? And especially, each character has something specific to say in a specific style. What do these words that these characters say tell you about the characters in the cartoon? That's important. It has meaning. We need to understand, who are we dealing with here? Then, things like adjectives and nouns and verbs are equally important here. The punctuation as well. Look at every little detail of a graphic text like this or a visual text, because all of the above that we've just mentioned tell us a story in the end. What is important to remember as well is that while it is something funny and it conveys a serious message to us, we still need to enjoy reading a visual text. Someone who has the talent to come up with a visual text like this cartoon here has some serious talent, and we need to recognize that and enjoy the, the consequences of having such a text with us. Now, I want you to look at classroom activity number 5. Please answer those questions in your own time, in your own books, and look at the detail of the questions. For instance, why do they use question marks in some places, and in other frames they don't use any question marks or exclamation marks at all? What is the meaning of that? And something like the body language. Look carefully at the way that these pictures have been drawn. If a character stands like this, or comes closer to us as we in the frame as we look at it, what does that mean? What does that say? What is the meaning of it all? Right, that is the end of our lesson for today. Please, from now on, when you see a cartoon, ask yourself, is this only funny, or is this supposed to teach us something? Have a good day.